Hello and welcome to the agenda. I am Ajay Kaul. In this program today, we will discuss the reported Indian move to have talks with Taliban. It seems India has opened channels of communication with Taliban, an organization which we have been describing as a terrorist group. This marks a major shift in India's policy regarding Afghanistan, which is at a very crucial stage of history. In the agenda today, we will try to analyze the reasons for such a reported move by India, besides other related matters. We have with us retired diplomat Ambassador Ashok Sajanhar and retired Major General Ashwani Sivaj. But before we start our conversation, have a look at this small report.
As Afghanistan stands at a crucial stage of its history, India has said it is in touch with various stakeholders in pursuance of long-term commitment toward development and reconstruction of the war-torn nation. External Affairs Ministry spokesman Arindam Bakshi said that as a friendly neighbor, India is concerned about peace and security in Afghanistan and the region. India supports all peace initiatives and has been engaged with several stakeholders including regional countries. His statement came amidst reports that India has opened channels of communication with Taliban, which has thus far seen as terrorist organization. The report suggests that Indian officials have been in touch with top leaders of the extremist group. The development comes at a time when the US is in the process of leaving Afghanistan after 20 years. The withdrawal is slated to be complete by September 11. It is well known that Taliban is a proxy of Pakistan, which is guiding and supporting the organization militarily and otherwise so that the group could seize power in Kabul and rule Afghanistan. While the Americans are leaving Afghanistan, the Taliban has stepped up its military campaign with the aim of capturing power in Kabul. In view of the resurgence of Taliban, there is a general sense that the extremist organization will be able to get power in Kabul somehow, and it's only a matter of time. India has huge stakes in Afghanistan, especially having invested about $3 billion in building of infrastructure and capacities there over the last 2 decades. India has built Afghanistan's parliament building, power projects, highway and schools, etc. There are also strategic interests involved, particularly on the front of terrorism. Your report.
Let's welcome Ambassador Sajanhar and Major General Sivaj. Welcome to the program, both of you. So we are discussing about new policy, maybe policy change in India regarding Afghanistan. So Ambassador Sajanhar, I come to you first about the report that we have opened channels of communication with Taliban, which we always regarded as a terrorist organization. So how do you see this development?
Well, I think we are making a virtue out of a necessity because what we find is that Taliban is going to play a very important role in Afghanistan after the US forces leave. In fact, you would recall that when Antony Blinken, the US Secretary of State, had written his letter to the Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, he had mentioned that there should be a transitional government in which the Taliban also should have a role to play, should be a part of this transitional government. This, of course, is something that is not liked by Ashraf Ghani at all, because what he has been saying is that there should be elections, and elections should be the only way to determine whether any group or any individuals they have a role to play in the administration. But it appears increasingly that that is not the case, and most of the other countries also, which are stakeholders, whether it is the neighbors, Iran, Pakistan, of course, China, Russia, and others, they see that the Taliban will have to play an important role because over the last 20 years, although they have been fighting against the Americans, they have been expanding their dominance, their sway over Afghan territory. And so even with passage of time, even when after February 2020, there has been much greater violence that has been perpetrated by the by the Taliban,
Yeah.
and there is much greater control of territory. The last point that I would like to make here is when we are talking about India's engagement with the Taliban, you know that it will not descend into an Islamic emirate of Afghanistan, so that it will not be a repeat of what happened in the 1990s when the Taliban was holding sway there. And the second is that the uh, benefits and the advantages, the progress that has been made over the last 20 years in terms of giving greater authority and power to the women, the rights of women, rights of minorities, girl education, that all those benefits will be preserved, they will be safeguarded, and they will not go. Of course, India has its own interests, its own security interests, financial and economic interests, which it will need to promote and safeguard. But India sees the writing on the wall that there is Taliban will be playing an important role. So it is, I think, those elements which are not under total domination and control of Pakistan and are nationalistic in nature. I think those are the elements that we would be
But
engaging
Ambassador,
with.
if we talk about Mullah Baradar is the proxy of Pakistan, and we all know it.
Yeah, so I think this is at the moment what I understand, because there is nothing in the public domain. As you know, that this was a question that was asked to
Yeah, the MES
the
spokesperson did
official.
not deny it, and he in fact indicated that we are in touch with stakeholders. He said yesterday.
Yeah, he says we have to be in touch with all stakeholders,
Yeah.
and whether it is domestic, of course, all the players, whether it is Abdullah, whether it is the Kabul government, whether it is some of the other so-called warlords, other elements. I think we have to be in touch, and of course, regional and global players also we have to be in touch. We have to be in conversation.
Right.
All the others, we have been in touch with them because they have been, many of them have been visiting India also. We have been proactive. I think Taliban is the only element that we have not been in touch with so far. And that is a course correction that we are making now.
Right. So we are making course corrections. So Major General Siwaj, I come to you about. So now it is. I think everybody has now conceded that Taliban will take power or be part of power in Kabul in whatever time, maybe in months or maybe weeks. What do you say on that? So do you also feel that Taliban will be in power?
Absolutely correct. Just ground realities are very sort of giving indication that Taliban will play a major role now. See, what has happened is when this agreement was signed in Doha in February 2020, there was some stipulation was made, and the stipulation was that the violence level will come down. Also, there will be some sort of an interim government, and the talks will take place between Afghanistan government as well as Taliban. Some sort of solution will be found out before the Americans finally come out of Afghanistan. But once the Joe Biden administration came in, he announced it very categorically that they will leave on 11th September. No condition was laid. And hence there is no pressure on Taliban to strike a deal between them as well as Afghan government. And violence level also not reduced. It has become much higher than what it was earlier. The summer violence or the summer operations have started off, and there is nothing on sight that there will be some interim government. So 11th September will come and you'll find the situation will be very fluid. And should the Americans then leave by 11th September, which is very certain now, and also NATO troops which are 7 to 8,000, you will find a civil war type situation prevailing in Afghanistan. And in this, the Taliban will have an upper edge. So the Taliban is in most probably likely to the one which will come in power once the Americans will go, because the Taliban is so powerful that they will able to take on the Afghanistan government or Afghanistan army another about 6 months to 1 year. So therefore, in this scenario,
the Taliban become a very important player as far as Afghanistan is concerned. They have already now controlling more than 50% of area. Al-Qaeda is hosting another 10 to 15%, and Islamic State is also becoming relevant in Afghanistan. In this scenario, when the talks are going nowhere, you find that a situation will prevail. By September, a situation will be very fluid, and Taliban is becoming bold day by day. So I feel that considering the ground realities, it looks like that by the time the Americans leave, there will be a total chaos and confusion in Afghanistan, and Taliban possibly will play a major role thereafter. So therefore, in case Taliban is the one which will be a major player, now the question comes: should the India also open its access with Taliban? The fact is yes. The reason is simple. Till today, we were thinking that some sort of government will be formed in Afghanistan, and as it is, the present government of Afghanistan has the best of the relation with India. We are one of those South Asian countries which has invested heavily in Afghanistan, almost $3 billion. We are the ones who made Parliament House, Salma Dam, roads, bridges, schools, hospitals. So in case Taliban comes, then what will be the future of all these investments which have taken place?
Right.
Remember, from Charbagh, we have made a railway line which is on the bordering Iran border. So if that is the case, then the answer to this problem is we have to be practical. And so therefore, opening up a channel, that channel diplomacy will work, and we should work on with the Taliban, especially those members of Taliban which are not stationed in Pakistan, try to open our front with that, because if we want to be relevant after the Americans have gone, we have no other choice but to open our front with
Right.
the Taliban. Our stakes are very high. Stakes are very high. Remember the thing. And as far as Pakistan is concerned, Pakistan is working with one agenda, that whatever it may happen in Afghanistan, but India should not have any
India
role.
should not
so
be there, yeah.
overall, Pakistan is a part of a problem, not a part of a solution.
Right.
Ajay.
You mentioned about Blinken call when he made first call to Ashraf Ghani, President Ashraf Ghani, and he said that Taliban should be part of the government. And also rightly, President Ghani said that they should come through elections, not through suddenly be part of power. I mean, that has been the position of India also, that if anybody rules, it should be a democratically elected government. So does it seem like Taliban will come to power through a democratic process? It doesn't seem to me, at least. What do you say?
Yeah, at the moment, it doesn't appear to be so, Ajay. I think the cards have been dealt in such a way that the Taliban has most of the cards in its own hands, and I don't think the others have all that cards. But that having been said, I think it cannot be a foregone conclusion that the Ashraf Ghani government, that the Afghan National Security Forces, that the other nationalist-minded people and forces in Afghanistan are just going to crumble like a pack of cards.
Right.
Once Taliban decides.
It is already happening. They are facing reverses in many places.
Yeah, so it is happening. So I think we'll really have to wait and see that, as to what the future holds.
Yeah.
And also, I think as far as Pakistan is concerned, because, so far the biggest support for the Taliban has been Pakistan. And it would hope that Taliban would continue to do its bidding going forward. But I don't know whether it can really be taken for granted, that it can be taken as a given fact that this is what the Taliban will do. Because I think the Taliban would like to develop their own individual and independent identity and take forward. And of course, Pakistan would not like India to come in. But I'm sure if Taliban wants greater global international recognition and acceptance, and not like in the 1990s when it had only two other countries in addition to Pakistan, that is Saudi Arabia and UAE, which had recognized it, given it diplomatic recognition. Now it would want that larger number of countries coming in, more investments coming into the country. And in that context, I think it would find that India could prove to be very useful, having relations, and if they are able to get recognition, whatever is the complexion of the government, the federal government in Kabul, if they are able to have good, decent relations with India, I think both politically, diplomatically, internationally, as well as economically, it is going to be very beneficial for them. So I think going forward, there are still a large number of imponderables, and we really have to look at them,
Right.
and not really make a determination that everything will crumble, and we are going to have a situation as it prevailed in the 1990s as far as the Taliban is concerned. The world is very different from what it was in the past, and having an emirate there, even some of the other regional countries like China and Russia, I don't think they will also be comfortable with this. So I think there will be a number of changes, and we have to keep vigilant, and we have to be on our toes, very nimble-footed, so that we are fully able to safeguard and protect and promote our own interests.
Yeah,
Vijay.
along with the changes, I think there will be also questions on reliability of Taliban. So, General Siwach, as you mentioned earlier, and we know Taliban is a proxy of Pakistan, and as you mentioned, Pakistan is a part of the problem, not solution. So, how much can India trust? Taliban, when they are proxy of Pakistan? Pakistan will dictate to them. How much can we trust them? What do you say?
See, Ajay, it is a very dynamic situation now. Things are moving very fast in Afghanistan. In case we keep on thinking that we are the best of relations of our government, and it will continue, and we do not open our other channels with any other, actors and factors which will be in power, then I think we will lose out. We were following this principle of Afghan-led, Afghan control. Sort of solution is unlikely to come because Americans have made their mind go by 11th September without putting any condition. Taliban is not under pressure to find solution.
No, Major General, conditions are there laid in the agreement which was signed last year by the US administration, whatever it may be, Trump administration, but the agreement is there. Taliban had to stop violence and curb violence and all that. Biden administration only followed it up with the date change. That's nothing else. Otherwise, conditions are there.
What I am trying to convey is that Taliban is not under pressure to implement it. Because in case their condition was there that if the violence level does not come down, Americans will not come out of Afghanistan, then there was a pressure.
Right.
Not say there are no precondition. Taliban is doing dilly-dally. It is not ready to negotiate with the present Afghan government. Afghan government wants that there should be ceasefire and there should be action. Taliban is not ready to doing that. And on 11th September, when the Americans go, there can be a civil war type of situation where Taliban will like to come into power through a proxy of Pakistan and also by force. Whether the Afghan government and Afghan security forces can handle that situation, it is time will only tell. In case they handle nothing like India wants that to happen. Americans are now trying to get bases in Pakistan so that they can, support them as far as by air is concerned, the way they are doing in Afghanistan from Pakistan. So it is possible that America will try. But it is also a known phenomena that all actors and characters in Afghanistan today is looking after their own interests. If China is there, China has opened the front with Taliban because they want the China-Pakistan economic corridor which should be protected in Baluchistan. Uyghur Muslims, nothing should be spoken by Taliban. Iran is also already opened a front with Taliban. Russia has also changed its situation now. It is not having the same sort of enmity with Taliban which it used to have earlier. So it automatically says that we should be practical. If we think that the Taliban can come into power, then opening up back channel diplomacy will not be out of place. And especially with those group of Taliban which are not based in Pakistan and which are independent mind. So this is the thing. We have to be very practical now.
Right.
Our investment is so heavy. I'm saying it that considering our heavy investment, and you find the situation changing after September this year, we cannot be found wanting that where $3 billion has been invested.
Right.
And especially, Ajay, another issue is that, we have invested heavily on Chabahar. Chabahar port has been made primarily basically to see bypass Pakistan, go to Afghanistan, and then to Central Asian state. In case Afghanistan is not a friendly country with India thereafter, this will also have a problem.
You're right.
Connection with North-South transport corridor will also problem.
Right.
So considering all this issue, I feel opening some sort of back channel diplomacy with Taliban may not be out of place. We should be practical in and also keep on seeing the situation as it evolves.
Yeah, we should be practical, you are right, but we have to conclude. One last question to Ambassador Sajjanar, as General Saab mentioned about independent minded Taliban. Are there any independent minded Taliban? Briefly, please.
I think there will be some elements. We really have to see because, those that are totally beholden to Pakistan, I think those are definitely no. But that is why we said we have to sort of, be both careful, cautious, vigilant, but also very quick because time is moving very fast and we can see that, we are very well placed as far as the other stakeholders and other players in Afghanistan are concerned. But as far as Taliban is concerned, we definitely have to build our linkages, and I feel that is the reason why External Affairs Minister Jaishankar, he is in Qatar, he is in Kuwait, so he is basically exploring, and I'm sure there are other ways and other actors from our side who are also in that area and trying to see how we can establish good, credible connections so that we continue to protect our interests.
Yeah, the situation is very critical in Afghanistan and we have to be watchful and the developments are still unfolding. But the time of this program today is over. Thank you both of you for participating.
Thank you, Ajay.
Thanks. This is all in the agenda today. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another important and interesting topic same time tomorrow. Till then, take care and stay safe.